Let me go do the wide angle. Peace family. I don't know what I did wrong, but they won't let me do the wide angle. But this is good enough. I got both of them. Let me just back up a little more. Peace to the family. Let me know if you in the chat. I'm gonna give y'all a second to line up in the chat. This is a pop-up live. We are live in Miami. We popped up on y'all. Let me know y'all in the building, in the digital building. You know, we building this digital village. You know, I'm a brand what I got going on and what I'm building in the future as a digital village. And we will continue to meet up physically in person, but the basis of all of this is our digital village. Black Magic 363 Shotcast. I see King Simon in the chat. Where's everybody else at? King Simon is in the chat.
I'm in the building. You see what I'm saying?
he's in the physical building.
I'm
He's
in the building while I'm in the
Yeah,
building.
yeah. Yeah, let me just wait for the fast. Shout out to everybody. Okay, I see people coming in. Shout out to Kim. How's my sound? I want to make sure my sound is good. I don't want to waste y'all time.
1 2 1 2.
You know, how's my sound? Down here in Miami with King Simon and Dr. B. We chilling. We at the August is a busy month. You know, August is it's an amazing month. It's Leo season going into a Virgo season.
Yep.
You know, the greatest astrological sign on the face of the earth. People be getting mad when I say that. They be like, man, hell nah. But shout out to all the Virgos, shout out to all the Leos. Is Leo right now, right?
Yeah, Professor Griffith's birthday.
Okay, yeah.
It was yesterday, yeah. Professor Griffith's birthday.
Indeed. So we got the Forbidden Knowledge Awards happening this Sunday.
Yeah.
Next weekend we have the Gathering of the Masters. And I know for all our financial gurus and folks looking to improve their finances, we have the we don't, but you know, the community Earn Your Leisure is presenting the Invest Fest in Atlanta as well. And I know a lot of the family's going to be there. Blue Pill, 19 Keys will be there. I think Billy and Yaki is going to be there on stage. I think Keys is bringing Billy and Yaki on stage. I think.
Keys is downstairs. I just seen him.
Oh, you just seen him?
Yeah, I just seen Keys.
Okay, all right. Yeah, Keys is out here too. Okay, shout out to the brother.
In the yacht party.
Yeah, they got the yacht party tomorrow, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I won't be able to make that. I'm gonna be with the family. Came down here with the family.
So he covers that.
But I'm gonna try to make the conference tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to make conferences a little early in the day.
Start at 9 o'clock, yeah.
9 in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
9 to what?
9 to like 5.
Okay.
Yeah, because we gotta get ready for the yacht.
For the yacht. Right. So what's up with the family? How y'all doing before we get started? I just want to make sure y'all good, everybody's good. Speak Easy said, can I hang out with y'all on the strength? I mean, hey man, if your frequency match with us, you're gonna run right into us. You know, we in certain places, everybody's in certain places. You know, we at the gathering. Speak Easy, did you buy tickets to the Gathering of the Masters? Are you gonna be there? Because I'm gonna tell you honestly, that is the best way to hang out with some of the speakers because they will be vending. So you will have an opportunity to, you know, speak with them one-on-one for a little longer than you would usually. And there's gonna be so much people of a high frequency at the gathering, so, you know, that's an easy way to do it. But yeah, what's up with y'all? Dr. B Sirius, King Simon, what's going on, brothers?
You first, sir? Elder must go first. Go ahead, Elder.
You're the elder now. You have been appointed as the elder as of this moment.
Oh my goodness, I don't believe
You
this.
have more numbers than all of us.
Infinite numbers. Yes. Brother Rich, what's up, man? We here. You here? Can you hear us, people?
Yeah,
Can
tell me
hear
if you can hear King Simon, because
Yeah.
they got the mic. We got a little portable mic,
Yeah,
and it's
they
in his
just-
hand on the middle of the couches.
And I want to make sure we can. But if I got to pull it up here, good. Can y'all hear us? Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. This thing, I don't know if it's a delay, but
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
seeing the chat moving. Let me know if y'all there. I don't want to be talking. Much
How's
love
your
and
Wi-Fi
gratitude.
too? How's your Wi-Fi, man? Wi-Fi.
But this ain't Wi-Fi. This is the what's that called? 5G or the data. The data.
Okay.
The data.
Okay.
This ain't
Hotspot.
not hotspot.
Oh.
This is just a regular data plan.
Okay. Got the rich one.
Tell me if y'all can hear King Simon because I want to get started.
What
but
up,
I
what up,
want
what
to make
up,
sure no delay. And y'all can hear King Simon.
What up, though?
All right, there he is. Yeah. All right.
You can hear
Shout out to Kim because if Kim wasn't here, I wouldn't know what's going on.
Kim.
Kim Burtz and Queen's Beauty, they might be the only one here.
What's up, Kim?
But let's get this thing going because people could catch us later on when they hear us. What's going on with y'all? King Simon, Dr. B Sirius, how does it feel to be in Miami, about to attend the Forbidden Knowledge Awards? Let's start out like that. What's going on, y'all?
Man, it's beautiful, and I'm slated to host the conference, so I'll be bringing on the people that's going to be speaking at the conference with Muhammad Ibrahim and everybody, Mike Rashad, all of them that's going to be speaking, Billy.
Yeah.
So I'm excited because they gave me the call like right before I came down, B. And I said, really? I said, really? Okay, this is another day. So yeah, I'm just gonna have a good time, man. I'm happy to be here. It's important that we, Rich and I have been at certain awards show before, Conscious Award, but this one has gone to another level with Billy because Billy has a multiracial, multi-ethnic people that's coming from all parts of the world, man. And we really respect what he's doing. And I'm glad that the brother, and we've been nominated, myself, Rich, and Dr. V.
Why was it interesting?
We all nominated.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, V, go ahead.
That's interesting.
We all nominated.
I think it's interesting that we're here at this time on the planet in this space where there is a gathering of the ones who are ready to be gathered. Because see, the phone, the cosmic phone rings every day. But if you don't have ears to hear the phone and the senses to pick up the phone, then you don't know the phone is ringing for you.
I like how you said that.
But that phone has been ringing every single day inside your cells. Your cells are vibrating, asking you, when are you going to pick up that phone?
Right.
So when you're gathering the masters, the only ones that will come are the ones that are either masters or ones on the road to mastery. And being on the road to mastery, you must already be a master in the making to be on that road.
That's right.
So those of you who are on the road to the gathering of the mastery, will become masters at some time.
That's right.
To be here at this awards again and to be around people who are making change on the planet is amazing. Nothing like this has ever happened before and will never happen again. So I'm honored to be, to be selected to be here, to be a part of it. On Sunday, I'll be doing an opening of the awards. It'll be a subconscious alignment, medicine music opening. I'm excited about that. And I'm just excited to be around at this particular time. Even with the rains that's coming, which is, we're ushering in the feminine cycle. And this is why we see women all over the world coming together. The feminine energy all over the world, the nurturing, the love. You see, those things which brings us back together. It's important at this time that we begin to come together and collaborate and support each other. You see, because the last 6,000 or 2,000 years was the time of, drama. You know what I'm saying? Manipulation. We moved out of the time of manipulation now. And now it's about pulling together. Harambe. To pull together. So it's beautiful to be here, to be in Miami at this point. This is the epicenter at this particular moment. So many amazing people here, amazing beings here to what? Raise the energy as high as it could go. So we are on the elevator. We're on the escalator of life right now. And I'm grateful and honored to be here with all of you.
Yes. And as we're going into this Lionsgate that everybody's talking about, what Dr. B said, he said on your show, Brother Rich, that we are already in it. And that is the truth, because this thing comes in gradually, just like the sun comes in gradually. And I spoke about it on my platform, King Simon Presents, about this 888. It's not just 1 8, it's 2 8s. It's 3 8s. And when he says feminine, remember in the study of numbers, 8 is a feminine number.
Yes.
People think of
Eight is a feminine number?
Yes, sir. The curves.
Oh, the curve.
And it's a feminine number. And then it adds up 888 adds up to 24, which equals 6, which is also a feminine number. So we all in it. And 2, 4, 2, all the even numbers are feminine numbers. So it adds up to 24, 2 and 4. It adds up to 6. The month of August adds up to a number 8 in the Pythagorean. It's a feminine number. So this whole energy of what he says about the feminine, its only thing is that we as masculine men have to recognize the feminine in us so we can support the feminine energy. Not in a perverted way, in a respectful way. So I know when he gets in, he gets in. He right exact.
And see, this began in 2024 on July the 3rd, when Sirius, the Earth, and the Sun were in alignment. Every year between the 3rd and the 9th, there's an alignment. And in DC, the Washington Monument, when Sirius on the 3rd is right, on the 4th is right at the top of the Washington Monument, that phallic symbol, which is the Tekken, which is an obelisk, cast a shadow down on the what they call the mall, which is a lake.
Right.
That they made.
Right.
That they made is square.
Right.
This is an attempt for man to control the woman's destiny. We're going to give you your water, but we're going to control your water. And if we need to, we'll pollute your water. And once you have polluted water with plastics, microplastics, all this trash, now all of a sudden the feminine energy cannot flow. But what happens is water can't be contained, because even that water is evaporating every day. It's escaping. You see? So once we are making water vapor, vapor cannot be contained like, regular H2O. When it becomes a vapor. Right now, the vapor is rising. They're saying in politics, oh boy, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any difference, this thing about what's happening in politics. What makes a difference is that was a big trigger lately for the rising of the feminine. It is essential for all of us to realize that nurturing, loving energy has to happen. And if you think about it, if you manipulate the hive of a bee and you change the environment, the queen becomes sick, she becomes ill. Now all of a sudden the entire colony collapses. So what we've been going through for 2,000 years is colony collapse disorder. But it just flipped. We just flipped the switch. This year, 2024, from the beginning, how did it start? Who broke down so much science in the beginning of the year?
Cat Williams.
Cat Williams, and when he got to the part about the feminine, and he talked about the women.
And he's born on the 2nd, which is a feminine number.
You see what I'm saying?
He opens it up.
You see what I'm saying?
He opens it up.
Then you had a lot of other events when you got to, who came next?
After him?
Yeah.
What's her name? Monique came.
Monique, feminine.
Came on.
She started dropping the feminine. Who else?
Came on. And on his show, man, there's so many people still coming on, man. But it was Monique and then
Terrence.
Terrence Howard. Yeah.
Terrence talked about the feminine. That he talked about there's no straight lines, which is masculine.
And he's a Pisces, a feminine.
There's
side.
only curves and obelisks. There's no straight line in nature. That is feminine. When he started talking about the flower of life, and the most important thing about the flower of life was in between the spaces. The feminine is in between, like water is in between the spaces. So what we're at right now is a time where all of that energy is coming to a feminine place. And when we talk about feminine, we're talking about nurturing, loving, respecting, not talking about each other, beating each other down. Those times are gone. In order for us to right now get to the next level, the masters must gather. So it is very timely that in this month, there is the Forbidden Conscious Awards, which wakes us up to the consciousness and drops us into the gathering of the masses. We have to gather the masters and the masters. Like, in music, they want you to own your masters. When you go get your masters, they got to gather them because they're on magnetic tape. That tape is magnet. It's a magnet. That's feminine. The feminine side of the magnet, there's a masculine and a feminine side, but what's holding that music right, is a magnet, which is feminine. So it's about each one of us becoming magnificent at this particular time. So
Magnificent.
with these awards, we're celebrating magnificence. Magnificence, which is part of beneficence, having love and respect for each other. We're not competing. You know, I never got into this for awards. I got into this to help people help themselves because I was helping myself to help people help themselves. You see, so this is a whole sequence that these two events are a week apart. You see, and they all starting with music and vibration and healing, and that musical frequency, that medicine music, is what's taking us to the next level because it's love.
Yeah,
So let the sisters sing out, and let it go, and let's be real.
indeed. Talking about the, well, let me just say this to start off with. Two things I want to say. In terms of the awards, I just think I love the fact that people who are what we call of a high frequency or high vibration, 19 Keys has a show called High Level Conversations. People who have high level conversations are being acknowledged because what happens is the youth and the majority of the masses, they follow whoever is getting attention out there. So if Sexy Red, and I hate to pick on her because it seems like she's so easy to pick on, but if she's getting all the attention, then everybody's going to follow her. And one of the things that we need is balance, and we don't have that balance. So there's nothing wrong with a Sexy Red. There's always going to be girls of that nature. There's always has been. Just like there always going to be dudes like, let's just say, a Snoop Dogg with what he was talking about back in the day. But when you have balance, when you have a Chuck D, when you have a LL Cool J, when you have a Q-Tip, it balances it out, and it doesn't make like he represents the entire black race or the entire culture. But we have everybody of the culture doing degenerate things, and it seems like they represent the entire culture. So I'm glad that Billy's highlighting people of high consciousness and celebrating them and giving them awards, because everybody wants to be celebrated. Everybody wants to be awarded, whether they admit it or not. Whether it's a physical award, everybody wants to hear, just say, hey, thank you. Everybody will love, you do all this work, you cook for somebody, you clean, or whatever it is you do. You take care of your children, a thank you will suffice. Sometimes you don't even have to be, just, hey, thanks, I appreciate it, man. So an award ceremony is a huge way of saying thank you for your works, thank you for what you put forth. So I don't think a lot of people could see the purpose, the long vision of what awards do, but I see it and I appreciate it, definitely appreciate it. Yeah. And with that being said, I just want to say that in terms of the divine feminine, I just seeing how the culture's responding to Kamala, and what we see as this divine feminine presence, or if I'm not saying she is, I don't consider her a divine. She represents the woman, but I'm not a big fan of Kamala. Let me just say it like that. I'm not a big Kamala fan. But a lot of people will hear what you say and they will say, nah, I'm not down with the politics. Y'all not gonna get me to vote for Kamala. I hear one brother said, we gotta stop simping. Somebody in the chat said, we gotta stop simping. That ain't been working for us. So I don't want us just to preach to people who already appreciate the divine feminine, but I also want y'all to talk to the brothers out there who feel like the masculine energy is being diluted, it's being tampered with, it's being played with, it's being turned into feminine energy. So a lot of brothers are afraid this divine feminine that you talk of is going to turn more brothers feminine, because we already have a feminine agenda at play that does not seem to be working for men. And this is speaking from the mind of a lot of men. So I would love for y'all to address that crowd so we can have a balanced approach into who we're talking to.
What I've found, especially with dealing with people with numbers, is that you will never stop the yin and the yang from existing.
Right.
It'll always exist.
Right.
It's just the perception that they're putting out there.
Right.
As if that what's happening in our community is not happening in other communities. There's duality in everything. So when I see when people think that we're being destroyed in some way, it's right now it's a perception. It's been put out there, the television shows, the movies, the music, all of that, and they do. It's a reason always. But one thing we can't ride on. We can't keep on following what they're promoting, and we just got to keep on creating what we got to create. Because if we keep on paying attention to them, that's what they want us to do. Pay attention to that madness. When in actuality, I'm comfortable in my manhood, even dealing with quote unquote feminine or homosexual males and females out there that come to me for service. A lot of the times, and I have the DSMs and all that, the diagnostic, mental health diagnostic book there. DSM is DMS or DSM, that I have that book. And I realize that a lot of the things that we are noticing in this society is because a lot of us need mental therapy and we need heart therapy. We need both, because a lot of the stuff that's coming up, that's men are fighting against as far as female, and what female is fighting against is past traumas. And remember back in the day, Bobby, Panic, all of them said we learned through traumas, we learned through symbolism, and we learned through repetition. But if, like Bob Marley said, if the wicked people keep on doing wicked 24 hours a day, why can't we, the righteous one, keep on teaching righteous so we can keep the balance going on? So men, don't be despair. It's not a problem to support the divine feminine, because when you support the divine feminine, you are actually supporting the divine masculine also in its pure form. Don't be thrown off and distracted. And that's what they've been doing, distracting us all these years. Because I've been in the nation, I've been in these communities that will, there's always have to be this and that and go one way or another way. But you got to make sure you find balance in anything we do. And what we are all doing, Brother Rich included, because he's coming from a metaphysics community and we're doing metaphysics in our own way, we got to learn to mesh the two and bring it to a higher heights of divine balance, but recognize that everybody is getting a turn right now. Masculine had their turn. Now it's time for the feminine to rise. But we have to support it, because the 2 in numerology is, although it's a feminine number, the 2 represents the curve of the woman and the line represents the masculine, which the man is supposed to support the feminine. The masculine is supposed to support the feminine in order for that 2 to hook on into that universe and carry us along the way. So we got to keep on going on. And I'd like to hear more with Dr. B, because I know Dr. B got a whole nother level to do this. So, Doc, please.
As King Simon so beautifully put it, everything is connected to its opposite. Everything. What you think you're seeing is not what you're seeing, it's what you're believing.
Right.
What you think you're hearing is not what you're hearing, it's what you've already agreed to accept. When you pay attention, you are investing your energy like money to be attentive to some idea that was given to you about what things are. When we talk about what people are doing, it is really not a correct statement or a full statement, because we have no idea what anyone's doing. We keep looking at the mainstream thinking that that's what the world is doing.
Yes.
That's just where they're pointing the camera.
Yes.
That's just who's doing the spin.
Gotcha.
The spin masters are like DJs. They choosing the record to play.
Gotcha.
And you happen to be listening. You trying to listen to a Afro beat. You go to a club to listen to Afro beat, and they done put on some, square dancing. And then you jump out on the floor because your homies done did it, and now you square dancing. Now you're a square. And now you're saying, well, see, look what they keep doing, and they keep messing up the music. Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to be there. Mm-hmm. Get out of other people's business. You don't know anybody. We keep talking about what they're doing and we don't even know anybody. If there is, which is not, there's more than that. When they say there's 8 billion people on the planet, how many of them do you know? You only know the few that you've heard about on IG, Tic-Tac. As my grandfather would say, that Tic-Tac. That's not a representation of what's happening. You keep talking about, well, I saw something, they said, who was ahead in the votes the other day? And I says, how do you know who's ahead in the vote when you ain't voted yet? Ain't nobody voted. You going to tell me who's ahead. And my mind begins to what? Want to be a winner and be down with the winner. Right? But you end up losing because you haven't chosen and selected and elected yourself first. So once we start working with ourselves and becoming whole with ourselves first, then we can be more whole with our family. That's your business. What's happening with your family, who you're familiar with, who's in your house. You see, Brother Rich was talking about when his son is around, he's got to pay attention to his son. His son needs attention because his son is modeling.
Yes.
When you just let them do whatever and give them a tablet and run off, you have no idea because now they're agreeing to some stuff that's based in mind control. This is COINTELPRO from the 60s and 70s, where you get people's minds to believe something, show them symbols and images, and repeat those symbols and images until people begin to agree that that's the truth. It's not the truth. There's so many people that are eating healthier right now. It's amazing. There's so many people that are free. People have left the matrix. People are gathering in places and doing things, and we keep speaking on what's not happening, and when you're actually lying, because you don't have a real referent. You have references. A reference is something somebody gave you. They tell you how black people are, how white people are, who this is and who they are. And then they start telling you this person is bad. And then all of a sudden, we start killing them in the media. They're dead to us. What you let somebody tell you, the same people that may have put you on a boat or made you, oppressed. You're listening to the oppressor. And then once you've been oppressed for so long, you become an oppressor. You don't even realize that you've been oppressed. You've been on the farm so long, you advocate for the farmer. Right. You go get wayward sheep that you think are wayward because they've walked away from the pen. You're going to go chase the black sheep down, tell them, come back. The farmer's coming. This is bad. This is pagan. You're out here eating, mustard greens. This is bad. Go eat the hay that the farmer's giving us. Come back. And you go.
Dr. B funny, ain't he, y'all?
You must be the black
funny,
sheep.
yeah.
But no, they made a fairy tale for you. Said, bad black sheep. Baba means father. Baba black sheep, have you any wool? If he was really Baba, he would not answer. But in the Limerick fairy tale story that got in your head, he says, yes, sir, 3 bags full. One for him, and none for me. Come on, that's a program.
Yes.
Right now, what we're doing has never happened before. We're down here right now. It's been raining like crazy. They're talking about a hurricane that's coming. Do you think that's going to stop this awards? Ain't nothing going to stop this. Ain't nothing going to stop the gathering of the masters. People coming from all over the world to gather with the masters and become and learn self-mastery. It's not about us being masters. It's about everybody there is learning self-mastery by getting off the matrix. Now, get out of the matrix means to get out of your head, too. The matrix is the mother. The matrix is considered the mother of things. It's not this thing that you saw just in that movie. It's about you learning to navigate your life, becoming a navigator. It's learning to what? You got to be able to be in the moment, and you got to be able to respond, and you got to navigate. Wind is coming, storms are coming. You got to get around it. It's a beautiful time to meet so many people with so much knowledge and so much love and respect. We're breaking the law of the old world. You got to become a lawbreaker. Huh? You got to be what? A lawbreaker. What is a lawbreaker? He's an outlaw. What we're doing right now is outlaw. This is outside of the law. We wasn't supposed to be here. Brother Rich was not supposed to grow up like he grew up and got through the cracks like this. He wasn't supposed to do it. You see, he wasn't supposed to do it. You know where he's supposed to be. There's only 3 places he's supposed to be.
From the projects in Harlem.
It's him. What he did,
from the projects in
he's
Harlem.
an outlaw. You understand what I'm saying?
And that was the project for real.
Where you came from, you was an outlaw, outside the law. Where I came from,
My
Hartford.
Jamaican brother.
You know what I'm saying? You see, me, I'm from Connecticut originally. The hood, right in between New York, right, and Boston, where all the criminals in the world come to live and be around the grass and picket fences. Shh. We must be outlaws. How many of y'all out there ready to be outlaw? Step up. I'm not saying do anything illegal. I'm saying become an outlaw and your programming, because there's a lot of talk about the programming and the trauma.
Yeah.
People like that. That's the whole thing now. They're trauma bonds. And, oh boy, we're having a traumatic meeting and we're going to go do some ayahuasca and we're going to do something. And, they come back, you know what I'm saying? Ayahuasca. The thing here is you must break the program.
Oh, yeah.
The most powerful people in the world break the program. Not complain about the program. Not complain about the farm. And talk about, oh boy, what happened? Because then you become a victocrat. You're talking about going to vote. How many people are voting victocrat? A lot of people vote because they're afraid of the opponent. Yeah. This means that you have fear in yourself because you haven't voted for yourself. So what we're doing right now, by having a forbidden conscious award, is outlaw based on what they have set up for us within the laws of the commercial world.
Right.
Gathering of the masters is a gathering of the outlaws. This is the spiritual, emotional, metaphysical gangsters. That's what time it is. You see, this is why I wear a hat sometimes. You got to pull that sucker to the side. You got to be an outlaw.
That's jazz,
you
brother.
See what I'm saying right
that's
there? You know what I'm saying? What's
right
happening,
there.
my brother?
That's jazz.
See?
Right
You got in this hat, even if the wind blow right now, you so cool, the wind won't blow it away because you are so magnetic and magnetized and magnificent that nothing can blow the hat off your head. So we are the outlaws.
You gotta leave it like that,
You see what I'm saying? Leave it just like that.
You should wear it just like that.
You know what I'm saying? Shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what time it is.
Dr. B, why all the older brothers say that? Shit.
You got to get the most you can get out of it. This is a long feces. This is a healthy feces. Your friendly bacteria is working.
Yo.
You are getting rid of all the waste you need when you say shit. You see? That's when your friendly bacteria is allowing you to relieve yourself of your old stuff. Yo. It's time to rise.
King, all the old school dudes, my uncle, they all shit. That's oh man, listen, if you had an old school uncle, pops, or whatever, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh man, so all right, what's interesting? This is a simulation we existed in, a matrix. There's many words and illusion. There's many ways to describe what we are experiencing in this 3D realm. I always find it amazing. Maybe Dr. B, King Simon, I don't know who, but this is maybe King Simon with numbers, Dr. B with his metaphysical studying. It's amazing to me, and it just boggles my mind. No matter how many people, 8 billion, 7 billion, 6 billion, listen, let me tell you something. If somebody I knows goes anywhere on the planet, they're going to find somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. So there's 8 billion, but there's this easy way to connect. And you know what we all say? We have this saying, oh, it's a small world. Say Dr. B moves to Kansas. Dr. B will meet somebody who knows his ex-wife, who knows this person. The first thing Dr. B is going to say, it's a small world. Let's say King Simon moves to Ohio. King Simon is going to meet somebody who knows his son, who knows me, who knows this person. King Simon's going to say, God damn, this is a small world. So no matter how big the world is, we're constantly telling ourselves it's a small world. It's the most amazing thing in the world. I remember I went to... Listen, man, I've been everywhere I go, I find somebody that knows somebody who knows somebody. Yep. What is it about this simulation, this matrix, where we think it's this vast number of people, but we all seem to be connected so easily by a small number of people? And I know they call it 6 degrees of separation. Yeah, but I want to know what's the science, because we all know somebody who knows somebody. Yeah. You could go anywhere. You're going to meet somebody who knows somebody.
I broke down the word matrix from the mathematical perspective. In the Pythagorean, it's a 31, which is a 4. That's the number of seclusion and confinement. in the Chaldean, it's a 17, which is an 8, which is one of the numbers of structure and discipline. And of course, 8 is that erected infinity symbol. So what goes around keeps on coming around, keeps on coming around. So when you say we keep on running into somebody that may know somebody, that may know about somebody, it's that cycle, because no one is outside of the matrix. Because you just said it's something. I don't care if you're in the rural areas with the Seminoles, because that is their program to do exactly what they do, even if they never come out to civilization ever again. Ever. Again, the matrix is the seclusion. It keeps you in this simulation. It's a simulation. So if, just like the ants, they have their own
simulation.
They got their own simulation. Just like the spider, they got their own everything has its own program.
Right.
So everything is in. So I could believe it. Now when I started breaking down this number, the word matrix, I said, from the time the movie came out, I broke it down. I said, damn, these are all feminine numbers. It adds up to 4 and 8. And they all have this thing that deals with structure, sometimes confinement, sometimes what comes, the karmic energy, both positive and negative. So when you say simulation, I'm like, man, this is how powerful that there's somebody like Dr. B in a Seminole village right now, speaking the knowledge. There's someone like you, Brother Rich, that's recording the knowledge. Because there's always people that's recording history in every place. So every simulation, always a scribe everywhere. So we got to acknowledge that each one of these recordings, each one of these matrices, each one of these simulations are existing on lower levels, or what we might deem lower levels, but also at higher levels. Because if you go into Skull and Bones, there's somebody recording and scribing and teaching knowledge just like you and I, and doing the same thing. So it's a blessing, but we got to learn how to work the magic, work the matrix. Like the Matrix movie says, you got to be able to go in and out of it, and use it to your benefit. But B, please, spread your wisdom.
Like how you said that, no matter, so man, real quick before you start, Dr. B, so no matter where I go in what we call this vast world, I'm always going to be in my program.
Always in your program, wherever you go. Hey, Teddy Pendergrass said it. You can't hide from yourself.
Woo! Talk to me.
Anywhere you go, there you are. You can't hide from yourself. And Bob Marley said, you're running and you're running and you're running away, but you can't run away from yourself. You can't run away from, no matter what.
This is why I'm always going to find myself. This is why somebody's always going to know me, or somebody I'm associated with. And I'm always gonna be
draw your energy to you. You're always gonna draw, even if you went into the ant world.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, Brother Rich, Brother Rich. Wait, brother, I'm like, how the fuck the ants know me? Hey, we're part of the program, Brother Rich.
You wanna drink, Brother Rich?
Patron.
Those are your ancestors.
Ant dog family. I'm trying not to be loud, but do y'all hear what's going on? Oh my, this is beautiful.
So you got ancestors.
And ancestors.
And you got sisters.
Oh, this is beautiful.
So you got your auntie, right? Sometimes you got to auntie up. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you're auntie everything. So, running away to get away. Ha, 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 ha. You're wearing out your shoes. Sly and the Family Stone. You cannot run away from yourself. So in the forest, they would feed the monkeys. This was in, I think it was in Japan. They would feed them yams. All the monkeys would come out to eat the yams. They actually took the yams one day and washed them and showed the monkey how to wash the yams. Within a very short period of time, all the monkeys in the forest began to wash their yams. Within a very short period of time, monkeys on other islands that weren't even connected began to wash their yams. Then they began to check on other continents. And within a short period of time, all the monkeys were washing their yams.
Mm-hmm.
How's that possible? Because of morphogenic resonance.
Morphogenic resonance. Yeah, heard that plenty of times. Yeah.
Found that name.
When a person changes,
Mm-hmm.
people who are connected to them energetically,
Mm-hmm.
who vibrate like them, change too.
Yeah.
Dr. B, that need to be a webinar you do. And we need to do a show before the webinar to promote it. That needs to be a webinar, Dr. B. Morphogenic resonance.
That's a whole book. Yeah.
It's important.
See, you have sympathetic vibrations. So if I take a guitar, acoustic guitar, and I put it over there,
Yes.
and I just sit it, and I have another one on the other side of the room, and I pluck the A string. If you listen carefully to the other guitar that you didn't even pluck, the A vibrates. That's the sympathetic harmony. Because they're connected, because they're made of the same type wood, they got the same type strings, and both of those notes are tuned to A.
Yes.
They vibrate together.
Yes.
We are vibrating with people like us all over the world and the galaxy. And what happens is our frequency we resonate at, it morphs itself through the galaxy to other planets, other islands, other worlds. And people who are in that same frequency range begin to vibrate too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You don't have to know them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a crackhead. Crackhead goes to a brand new town.
Mm-hmm.
And within 1 hour, they done found the other crackheads. And they done found crack. Y'all know about this?
Yeah, marijuana, weed, everything.
That's a great example. That's a great hood example.
Okay?
That's a great hood example.
A person who is into money, you drop him in a new town. He don't even speak the language. And within days, he's met the other money people. Because you resonate at a certain frequency and you attract and connect telepathically, ultrapathically. Do you understand what I'm saying? Quantumpathically with, that's a whole new word, quantumpathically with beings who vibrate like you. Do you feel what I'm saying?
You know, why I say that's deep is because Rich is born on the 17th. My life path is a 17th. He born on the sign of Capricorn, which is ruled by the number 8. This is a symbiotic mathematic connection.
Morphogenetic resonance.
I wasn't trying to be on Brother Rich's show. You know why? I was watching Star Trek. The only thing I cared about was Star Trek. You understand what I'm saying? It's all I cared about was Star Trek. Because they was talking about the mycelium network, and it was about the sister. You see?
Yeah.
It was about the sister taking over the ship and running things. It was about all the women. It was all about the feminine frequency. I loved it. He calls.
Then your life changed after that, man.
And what happened was, we started talking about music. We got on a, resonant frequency.
Yeah.
And I got tricked. Oh, man, but just come on the show. After we've connected, right, we got this bond through music. That's my brother now. We talking the same language. Do you understand what I'm saying? So then I came on the show. I had no idea what was Fin, F-I-N.
Blue pill that got you, man.
Blue pill.
And he's connected to the 5.
Blue pill. And I know Blue Pill through his mother,
you're right, Blue Pill.
because many years ago, his mother, right, Mama Pill, came to me for a parasite cleanse.
Right.
And it helped to shift her life. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
The way energy moves is it moves in spirals. It's the morphogenic resonance that connects us. When you are genetically, vibrationally, and emphatically vibrating at a certain frequency, you will connect to other things that vibrate like it.
Automatically.
If you vibrate low, you vibrate low. And then low is not bad, because you need bass. If I just play the top end of the keyboard all day, we're going to go crazy. You need some bass. You need some rhythm. You see what I'm saying? You need it all. So vibrating low is not a disagreeable thing. We keep hearing, he's on a low vibration. You need a low vibration to have a high one. You need a crackhead for somebody else not to be on crack. You need somebody homeless for somebody else to find a home. You need feminine to have masculine. You need masculine to have feminine. You need up to have down.
Dr.
See,
B.
some people want to get rich, but poor still got them.
That's right.
Some people want to get conscious, but the subconscious still got them. Some people want to feel good, but bad still got them.
Huh?
Some people want to get spiritual, but their own devil still got them.
Huh?
Hallelujah. So, morphogenic resonance. When you vibrate at a certain level, that energy vibrates through the etheric realm, the astral realm, the causal realm, all the realms, the Akashic records, everything begins to vibrate, and you begin to touch all the things in nature that are like you. Prove it. Here's some receipts. 2 sisters move in the house. Within a couple months, they cycle comes together. Morphogenic resonance. Huh?
2 different sisters, not even the same.
They don't even have to know each other. Why? Because the wombs all vibrate. The rooms are vibrating at a certain frequency, and that is how life starts here, through the womb.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when Brother Rich and I connected, it was just a thing. We didn't even know. I didn't know what he was going to
He
ask.
didn't know he was in music and he did. Yeah. He did.
We connected.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And then it began to happen. Blue pill set it off. You always need a spark. Blue pill is the spark.
Yeah.
Once he lit the fire.
If you don't mention Blue Pill name, he gonna get mad.
You see what I'm
Blue
saying? We
pill
gotta
gonna go-
mention it.
he
We
go
gotta say it
crazy.
3 more times. Blue
Blue-
pill,
blue-
blue
blue
pill, blue pill, blue pill.
Blue Pill gonna go crazy.
Red pill didn't call me. Blue pill called me.
Shout out to my brother.
Please,
Blue Pill.
I almost got cussed out one day. He says, man, when you should mention some woman, said that she's the one that got you on the show. I said, no. I said, a
44
woman,
guys.
a year before I was on that show, a woman told me I was going to be on the show. But she didn't call Brother Rich. She didn't know Brother Rich. She didn't dial the digits and have the numbers. She didn't have the morphogenic resonance to black magic.
Wait, you didn't tell me. A woman said you. Oh, you did tell me. No, you
It's
you
true.
told me. You
A
told
woman
me.
told
Yeah,
me
you
a year before.
You told me that. You
You're
told me
going to be on the Black Magic Show.
You told me that.
The same woman also said you're going to meet Billy Carson, and it's going to take it to a whole nother level.
She said that too.
Yeah, she said both of it. Now,
God damn.
this man is the one that put me on to Billy Carson, because whenever I saw Billy Carson, I said, man, this dude is not from here. He ain't blinking. Something's going on. I haven't seen no laughter, and when it is, he laughs real quick. I said, yeah, this is that. I've been all of this alien shit. Here they come again. You see what I'm saying? I done had stuff happen to me all throughout my life.
really.
I've had a lot of let's just say things that have happened that sometimes I don't like to talk about because I get emotional.
Yeah.
Things then came and talked to me and landed. You see what I'm saying? What they call the third kind and the fourth kind. I didn't have several of them. But my point is that it is the resonant frequency that we're setting up this time. As this situation happens, we have certain people who are putting out the frequency. Everybody is receiving the same light from the sun, but not everybody has the right frequency of melanin to pick up what it is and what to do. Because a lot of people are in their heads trying to figure it out. The deepest stuff can't be figured out. You gotta feel it. It's telepathic. You see what I'm saying? You gotta go to the inner verse. You see, the inner verse is what's happening inside, and that's what begins to get you to have the right frequency to project and connect with all the other islands, all the other planets, all the other beings on the planet who are in that vibratory rate. I keep hearing with Dr. B, man, the way you talk, man, you like talking some whole other stuff. It's because I'm talking from my soul. I'm free. I'm not trying to stick to any one program. I ain't any one religion, any one political group. I am speaking through what is coming through the doctor right now, Doctah. You see, so that morphogenic resonance connects us. When I met this brother, King Simon, we had never met before. We ran up to each other and started. I did my Jamaican accent. Right? We laughing and joking. He got on a shirt with 1,000 buttons. I said, man, how did you put that shirt on by yourself? You must be like T.D. Jakes and Fakes and them. Who put on his shirt? Who helped you put on that shirt? The 1,000 brother, 1,000 years ago. But the same morphogenic resonance. So watch your frequency. whatever you're, and it's just not how you're acting, because a lot of people be acting.
Yes.
It's acting. It's not authentic. You know, their consciousness. They got on the regalia, the
Right.
clothing,
Yep.
but it is about gathering the master in you and going into the forbidden zone.
Yes.
The forbidden zone, as they said on Planet of the Apes. Only an apostate will go to the forbidden zone, and only a fool will give a gun to a human. The forbidden zone is that place inside ourselves that they told you don't go. That right now, you better go. Because if you don't go, you're getting ready to get swept out with the trash.
Let me ask you this, maybe about, we're in a time where we're redefining everything. Terrence Howard is out there redefining mathematics, and he's not saying he's 100% right, but what he is saying is if we want to tap into new technologies, we have to redefine and rethink what we call mathematics. Got a lot of criticisms for it. I want to talk to you, Dr. B, about you saying that to say we're talking about low frequencies versus high frequencies. And we often use the example of the bass. And we'll say, like somebody will say, oh, the bass is, if you use a lot of bass in the music, they say, oh, that's low vibration music. Bass is soul. I wouldn't call it low vibration at all. I would, if your track doesn't have bass in it, black people are known for the bass. So I wouldn't say black people are known for low vibrational music, just because the bass is at the lower octave of the piano scale, or the piano note, whatever, frequency scale. What I want to ask you, Dr. B, is do you think we can say, instead of saying bass is low vibration, can we say a note that is dissonant to your note is low vibration? So let's say you are, and I'm gonna use music and maybe some people might get a little lost. Let's say I play a C, E, G in the lower octave of the piano or the bass or whatever. It's gonna be heavy. Maybe I just play C and G so it won't override each other. But in the higher octave, which is the high frequency, I play, let me think of a G flat. Now G flat is a higher frequency, quote unquote, but it doesn't resonate with the C and G that's in the lower octave. So the G flat that I'm playing in a higher octave might be low frequency, meaning it might be dissonant, meaning it might be disagreeable. So can we say low frequency is disagreeable instead of looking at it from a numerical linear perspective? You get what I'm saying? Just say a low frequency is a disagreeable frequency instead of saying it's a numerical or linear frequency, because there's nothing low about a bass. You get what I'm saying? So I want to get your opinion on that perspective. I'm just introducing a perspective, just thinking in terms of Terrence Howard and redefining this thing. Come on, Dr. B. Let's go.
Your perception of what low means
Yes.
and what high means was given to you. Somebody told you low was bad and not good, disagreeable, and high was good. Who told you that? Where'd you get that from? To be deep and conscious, you gotta have a high vibration. Some bullshit. It's a program. Ask King Simon. Are there any low vibrational numbers?
No, sir. The duality.
Oh, well, there we have it. Oh.
But we exactly what he
Wait,
said.
wait.
We followed the program that is positive and negative and all that, but no number is really bad or good.
It's just,
Positive
oh.
does not mean good.
Exactly.
Positive means posing and stuck, or what they call in electronics the anode. The anode is the positive side of an electrical circuit. It's sending energy out. It only makes a spark. The negative side of the electrical circuit is called the cathode.
Okay.
It is pulling energy in. It is the ground. It is the earth. The lowest vibration there is Mother Earth. The lowest vibration where we live is Mother Earth. So somebody told you to hate your mama. The motherfuckers.
They call negative the feminine. They call negative the feminine. They call
The
feminine.
mother-
Somebody
Motherfuckers.
didn't like women.
That's the motherfuckers.
I think this goes back to Caesara and them.
Oh,
You
bourgeois.
know, sings out Caesara.
What's his name? Caesar.
No, that's
Bourgeois.
Suzar. That's my homegirl now.
No, not
Suzar.
Suzar. No,
Me and
not
Suzar used to work together big time.
Caesar
I don't know. She
Bourgeois.
making art pieces. She's really deep. But I'm talking about Caesar.
You remember Caesar?
Suzar. Yeah, I remember Suzar. Yeah.
I got all, Suzar. We used to work together. But listen, I'm talking
But
about Caesar.
Caesar. Yeah,
Caesar. They, along with some other entities, try to play with what is good and what is bad. Negative does not mean bad. It means basically no gates, no gative. It is the earth. It is the feminine is negative because it's like water. It can take the shape of whatever it's in. It has no gates. It's not stuck. Where positive is like a stone or a rock. It's stuck. It only has one form. So what? The church wants you to be positive. What they're saying is, we want you to stay stuck on what we're teaching you. We don't want you to be negative and have no gates and go out there and all of a sudden you get using herbs and drinking teas and doing all those things that could get you away from having to come to the church, to God.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we got this thing messed up. Oh, that's very negative what you're saying. I am a negative creature. You see how I be wild? I don't know where this stuff is coming from. Jazz is a negative because it's coming from all ends. It's just happened.
Yeah.
It's improvisation. Positive means just read the music. If it's on the piece of paper, you know what I'm saying? You read only what's on the paper. That's very positive. If it's don't put any inflections on it, just read what's on the paper. I am a person who is feeling in the moment. They call it feminine or negative. It is what we're supposed to be, right? But you got to also balance it and be positive sometimes. But positive does not mean good. Negative does not mean bad. High does not mean good, and low does not mean bad. It all has to do with the angle that you're on, what frequency you're resonating on, where you're coming from, and where you're going.
A lot of people ain't even ready to hear that.
See, so once you get that, realize the language isn't faulty. The language is faulty from the beginning. So we're talking about faulty fundamentals. The language is the language you're speaking has fundamental faulty what? Words, sounds, frequencies. And you think you know what you mean. You think that you know what you're saying. A lot of times you don't know what you're saying because English is a broken language. It don't even make that much sense. You don't even know what a person says. I remember I let my friend come over. He said he wanted to come over and stay at the house and chill for a week. He chilled on my couch for 6 months. I tried to kick him out. He called the cops. The cops was ready to put me in cuffs because he was getting mail at my house. He living my couch. I had to throw that couch out because it still got his buttocks imprints in the couch. He done slept on the couch, then brought girls over and done evening things on the couch. You see, what I'm trying to say is you don't know what words really mean. You have to feel the morphogenic resonance of a person's heart. But most people are speaking from their head. They're not speaking from their heart. They're not speaking from their gut. When you get away from these words about pointing the finger about what somebody, they're good and they're bad, all of a sudden it changes because that judgment and pointing the finger is creating a frequency that's dirty. You're throwing shade. You see? So music, the low notes, are just as important as the high notes. You can't have one without the other. You see? So we got to get away from some of this talk we got, and we got to learn how to talk again. Because the language and even the math that we have been using is faulty, what? Fundamentals.
Hey, there was a book I seen, and we're gonna close it up in about 15 minutes. There was a book I seen years ago. I mean, this is when I was on the streets in Brooklyn, street vending. And I think A.A. Rashid first introduced me to a book called God is a Verb.
Yes, I remember that book.
He introduced me to a book called God is a Verb.
And Taj Tariq Bey spoke about that.
Now, I recently did an interview with Sharif Bey when he talked about the English language, and he was saying how the nouns are supposed to be verbs. So we're talking about the faulty English language. And one of the things that may be throwing people off, King Simon, is when you identify yourself as a noun. King Simon is a noun.
Right.
But if we turn who we are into a verb,
Constantly.
it might be more action.
That's right.
So let's say instead of the sun is shining, right? The sun is the noun, shining. It's a conjugate verb, I think they call it, or whatever. But what if they say, slang is a cheat code in a way. In slang they be like, oh, it's sunning. Oh, the sun is sunning. They'll be like, the sun is sunning. They'll be like, the sun is sunning. Or they'll be like, Dr. B is Dr. B. And turning that noun into a verb, which is a doer, which is the same thing God is, which is a verb, we might be more productive and we might be able to program ourselves at a better rate, I feel, if we turn ourselves into verbs, just like God, instead of nouns. Because a noun is like a statue, the door, the building, the this, the that. But if you turn yourself, the verb is always on the move. It's always moving. It's always vibrating. We look at ourselves as a vibrational creature. So what do you think about the idea, since you talk about the English language, of us using, and we already do it in slang to a certain extent, but looking at ourselves just like the book, God is a verb, Dr. B, Sirius is a verb. Now we're taking it a step further. God is a verb, Dr. B, Sirius is a verb. You're not a place, a thing. They say a noun is a person, place, or thing. That's what they say, a person, place, or thing. You're an action. You're in action. You know what I'm saying? Like a verb. So tell me your thoughts on that, since we're talking about the faulty English language and redefining this English language.
See how you said people, place, or thing, which all of them are vibrating. So the noun is always being a verb anyway, because everything vibrates. Whether it's standing still, it's always in a vibration. So noun and verb are always one and the same. This language keeps on throwing us off. That's why the ancient language are much more resonant with their tones than the English language is. Like when I used to speak Arabiya or speak a little Hebrew and all that stuff, and we realized that there's feminine and masculine in those words. Like you can't in studying, when I used to study Arabic, I realized that you won't know the vowels unless you had to add it into it. When in actuality, when the people that spoke those language, they already spoke it, and it was always a moving energy.
Right.
And it's always constant and fluid. Right. So when we say people, place, and thing, which is considered a noun, every people, place, or thing is constant moving, and it's an energy force that we all have that's all connected, it's interconnected. So once we get out of that perception of what they taught us what a people, place, person, or thing, we got to get out of their perception of what it is, because at the end of the day, from a metaphysical perspective, everything is vibrating under the law of vibration. Everything is vibrating. So, I know Dr. B has a better,
Indeed.
From his, everything is vibrating. I'm not considering that a noun at all.
It's all music.
It's all music.
It's an orchestra. It's all arcs. It's all spirals. An arc is a small section of a spiral.
Yes.
So the name is actually, and I'm saying it for the first time so y'all can hear it, it's Doctah being Sirius.
Dr. B is it.
That's what the name, I usually cut it off.
Yes.
Dr. B, because B is being. Dr. being Sirius. I'm being of the energy that's being beamed to me from Sirius.
Right.
And it's constantly blinking and changing, but it's always in the same space. Do you see what I'm saying? So you
got to put that back. You got to put the Dr. B in Sirius.
We'll bring it out starting this weekend.
Dr.
being Sirius. So you have Richard Merritt.
I'm Richard. I'm being married.
Richard.
I don't know how you say that.
He's rich. He's wealthy. He's full. Rich means full. He's full of himself. He's full of himself. That's a good thing to be. Don't get all caught up in the words. Yes, I am full of myself. Thank you. merit. He is being merit. He's the merit. He's the high merit. You see, the name is supposed to vibrate, like you said, it's a verb. It reverberates actual physical vibrations. It's not just what you call it. It's what it's being, how it's vibrating. That we go back to the morphogenic resonance. That's how you connect with people, no matter wherever I go in the world. I was in Jamaica one time. I don't know nobody down in Fisherman's Village. I'm down in Fisherman's Village, off of Ocho Rios. I walk in, I was saying, "Oh my God, Dr. B, Doctor, how they know me here?" All of a sudden, all the brothers, the fishermen, come over. I said, "Well, how do y'all know me?" "Man, late at night, we get to skip wave, man. We got the wire antenna up in the mountains. We get to skip wave from Florida. You on the Carl Nelson show at night from Florida. We listen to you all the time, Dr. B." I'm like, they don't know me, but they do. Because they're picking up my resonance, my frequency.
Oh, man.
Do you see what I'm saying? You could tell a lot about a person's frequency by what they choose, what they eat, how they walk. I watch people walk and everything. I watch them move, how they blink. How many times do you blink? See, when people say certain things, they start blinking. That means they're thinking.
Yeah.
They're not sure about it. They don't look at you straight in your eye and not blink. Don't stare at people. That's not good. No, if I'm going to stare at you when I'm locked in, I'm on my frequency, I am Dr. Being. And I'm expecting to find
Dr.
out
Being.
where
I
your
love how that
vibration is
sound.
at.
I'm Dr. Being. Come
I
on,
am
Dr. Being, you gotta
being
change
doctor.
that. You gotta.
We ain't
I'm
changed it. It's
Dr.
already there. I'm
Being.
just bringing it out
I'm
this
Dr.
weekend.
Being.
It's always been there.
I love that.
You see?
We verbs
Once
now.
you're being,
Yeah, we
right,
verbs
you
now.
can only be right now.
We'll put that on
You
my
can
Instagram.
only be right now. Bees don't live in the future. Bees are only vibrating at 528 hertz right now. All bees vibrate at 20. Honeybees vibrate at 528 cycles per second. They wings and everything. Zzz, that's how they talk. Zzz, they don't go. Zzz. You getting kicked out the nest. The queen gonna sting your ass, and the workers is gonna eat you. You see what I'm saying? You gotta vibrate at a certain frequency to come into the nest. Our frequency has a lot to do with who we are. If you faking your frequency, we can feel it. You can tell when somebody got on all the regalia. They got the ankh on, they got the copper on, they burning the jewelry, they got sage and all that. That does not make you at that next level. It doesn't make you the person that we should be right now is awareness beings. And as I said, we're starting a whole new civilization of people, right? We're creating the spiral community. And it's not a community because that means broken up in pieces. We're creating a commune. Commune has to do with communication, all connecting together as oneness. A community is a group of people all living together, not vibrating together, not connected.
Hey, how you doing?
City are citizens who are not vibrating
Okay.
at the same
Gotcha.
frequency. So all of this has to do
5
with
minutes.
getting to this place where we're no longer separated.
Gotcha.
We're no longer separated. So a city is citizens all broken up. Right? A community is people who are not really communing, but they live together. When you vibrate at that high resonance and that frequency, like right now, we're at a frequency that's totally different than the building. They done came and told us we got to get out.
We ain't gotta go home.
Yeah.
Their frequency is we shutting this down.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all can't be up in here with black magic in them, creating magic in this building, right, in Miami tonight. Leave the building now.
We're doing a conference.
We done got the most important message out. We did what we had to do. We done been on here 70 minutes.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you very much.
Shout out to everybody. Leave your contact info real quick before we get out. Contact info
Oh,
before we
yeah,
get
and
out.
I've been putting it in the chat too.
You put it in, yeah.
You can reach Dr. B at rightnow.com. Rightnow.com. I better go get that, huh? Rightnow. It's probably gone already. People have snatched it. right now. No, the elevationtime.com, elevationtime.com. Hey, go check out our new website. We got a brand new website. We now just changed everything over at Elevation, and we got a lot of new things happening as of this particular time. Everything has changed. Allow change to happen. Be the being. Start being, huh? And stop reaching into your past and trying to identify with something that's dead. Let the dead bury their dead. Let your old self bury itself. Half the people on the planet, right, are going along with the system and they're dead waiting on dirt. You must rise yourself up from the dead and become alive. While you're alive, you're dead at the same time. It all has to do with the angle that you're on. So angle yourself to a place where you can now connect with people who are like you. That morphogenic resonance is what's going to give you the awards that you need, right? You're going to create the black magic, which is the most powerful thing there is, that dark magic where all things come from.
And don't forget, go to King Simon. That's right. That's Linktree/King Simon. The numero Veda is in the chat. I've been putting it in the chat. But thank you, Brother Rich. Thank you all the time, my brother.
Thank you. Appreciate everybody.
Thank you. Much love. Travel light.
Indeed.
Be the light.
Appreciate everybody. We on the road. Somebody's like, I wish I had a building for y'all. We on the road. Even if we had a building, we got to travel. We on the road. We at a hotel. So we got to follow the rules of the hotel. Listen, family, I appreciate y'all. I'm going to go live again tomorrow. See y'all tomorrow. Peace, family. Take care. Have a good night.